Welcome guys back to another episode of Arsenal Transfer News Daily. We are back again with another video, and if you are excited, let's get straight into some breaking news as we are going into Gabriel once again. I know this is getting boring, it's getting boring for me as well, but we have to keep reporting. And according to my information, according to my sources, Gabriel is still the favourites to join. Arsenal are still the favourites to sign Gabriel. The deal's all done. There was the medical completed today in Paris. Apparently there's a bit of hold up on the wages. Now apparently his agent is trying to get £15,000 more in the wages. So an unidentified source has said that so far his agent Gulami Goncalves, who's Gabriel's agent, has tried to fabricate the interest from other clubs to try and drive up salary. However, this is late news and the deal is already signed apparently, and as I just said, the medical has been completed in Paris today and he's basically an Arsenal player. Now, there has been interest from other clubs like Manchester United, as apparently Manchester United are holding late talks, apparently, as I said, 11th hour talks, seriously, over Arsenal and Napoli target. Arsenal still remain the clear favourites to sign Lille centre-back Gabriel. Apparently Paris Saint-Germain are also holding a very late interest. As I said, I've said this all along, he will still be an Arsenal player. I'm just reporting and I'm just trying to cover up all these fake lies that have been going around. There is no real interest from Manchester United. What has been said is that there's concrete interest. I say concrete interest. Manchester United have not matched the £22.6 million that Napoli and Arsenal are ready to pay. Now apparently there's also news going around that he's going to reconsider his decision and make a new decision, as if we've not heard this phrase for so many times, that he's going to make a decision next 24 hours. He's going to make a decision. Now there's more sources coming out that he's going to reconsider his decision because Manchester United and Paris Saint-Germain have shown late interest, and Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester United are both in the Champions League, so he's apparently now thinking about a possibility to play in the Champions League. This is one of the reasons apparently this deal has been held up, but according to my sources, Gabriel has signed for Arsenal and this is not really going to hold up any deal. Again, there has been late interest from Manchester United. I just wanted to cover it up. I'm not going to talk about Gabriel for too long, but there has been interest, and I'm just trying to say, in my opinion, if you put two and two together, I think this is just to try and get his wages a bit higher. Again, that's some things that agents do. It is quite bad that agents do this because it does annoy fans a lot, but they have to do what they do to get their clients the best deals. It does get them higher agent fees as well, so they have to do these kind of things. So apparently just to drive up the price, there has been interest from other clubs. I think it's too late now for Manchester United. They have to match the 22.6 million, which has been matched by Arsenal and Napoli, and so they have to match that price. Concrete interest does not mean they've matched the price tag. It means that they've shown an interest, which apparently Gabriel has now reconsidered his decision. Guys, I can reassure you this is fake. He will sign for Arsenal, and hopefully this is the last time I'm talking about Gabriel, because I'm sick and tired of talking about him, and I think you guys are sick and tired of hearing about it. So that is the news. Apparently there's been some sort of late interest, but I can assure you guys this is fake and he will sign for Arsenal. Next bit of news is on Hasim Aouar. Now, we have talked about him two times in the past. The first time we talked about him, there was just slight interest from Arsenal, as apparently Manchester City and Juventus were interested. And then a few days later, we reported that a bid has been made and apparently some sort of personal terms could have been agreed with Hasim Aouar with Arsenal. Now, but apparently Arsenal are backing up their interest because the Lyon president actually came out and said, apparently his name is Junio, and he has actually good relationships with Edu, which will really help drive this deal if Arsenal really want to get this done. Now, he has admitted that players will leave. He's resigned to the fact that some players will leave. Obviously, they got knocked out by Serge Gnabry and Bayern Munich in the semi-finals of the Champions League. We did a watch along on that, and we saw how great Aouar was in that game. But they are out, and that means they won't get Champions League football next season by winning the Champions League, and that means they have absolutely no European football next season. They finished very low in La Liga, can't remember the exact position, but the point is they don't have Europa League or Champions League. That means that there's some of their good players like the likes of Moussa Dembele, Memphis Depay, even Hasim Aouar will consider exits from the club. We have been linked to Moussa Dembele in the past, but Hasim Aouar does look like the most recent Lyon player we have been linked with. Now, Manchester City have also shown shown an interest in Hasim Aouar, Juventus as well. But again, their interest isn't very concrete as they are looking at other targets such as Paul Pogba. They're trying to put him a swap deal for Paulo Dybala. I'm not going to get into that too much. I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about the Arsenal side of things. But with Hasim Aouar, Arsenal are showing a serious interest, and that is the sources that are telling me that Arsenal do really want to sign him. Now, we did suggest a few days ago that Arsenal were trying to put Guendouzi in a swap deal. Apparently that had been rejected. Now Arsenal have apparently going to come back in with another swap deal for Guendouzi. Guendouzi is willing to go to Lyon, and Lyon aren't really rejecting the possibility of having Guendouzi. I think it must have been the money or the add-ons that are associated with Guendouzi. Along with that, they have actually increased their price tag for Hasim Aouar because he has been so good in the Champions League, and Lyon do think even though they don't have any European football, they can get quite a lot of money with him. Now, my take on this is that, you know, if Man City don't come in, you know, if they resign their interest for some reason because they go after another target or they put a lot of faith on Phil Foden, and Juventus don't have enough money, we sort of have a clear run in this. Now, what happened? Maybe if any other club does not come in and Hasim Aouar really wants to leave because, you know, he doesn't want to be a player, you know, he has to be a player that's playing some sort of European football. Arsenal can't offer him that, even if it's just the Europa League. Arsenal do have ambitions to get back into the Champions League. So Hasim, you know, if this drags on way too long and it gets towards, you know, the end of the transfer window, I think, and no other club has made a serious bid for him, a serious interest with him. Obviously, Manchester City concentrated on the likes of Kalidou Koulibaly, as they've already signed Nathan Ake and Ferran Torres. But, you know, there's interest in Hasim Aouar still remains. But again, if it drags on too long, Lyon will have to drop their price tag. A few days ago, we did say that their price tag was around £44 million. Now it is suggested that Aouar's price tag is around €54 million, pounds, which is quite a lot of money because, you know, that's sort of close to money we played for Aubameyang. And again, we don't have that kind of money to pay up front. So Arsenal are trying to do swap deals for the likes of Matteo Guendouzi. Now, we value Matteo Guendouzi around £40 million, and they're asking for around £54 million. But it depends how much Lyon base rate Guendouzi at, because it's not really us who have to take Guendouzi, it's them. So it's whether they value Guendouzi high enough for them to put them in a swap deal. And Arsenal have offered another swap deal for Matteo Guendouzi as part of their bid to sign Lyon star Hasim Aouar this summer. According to reports, the Lyon man has been linked with several European giants this summer, including Juventus and City, as I just said, and he did help them reach the Champions League semi-finals. And even though they got knocked out against Bayern Munich, Aouar did put in a very good performance against Bayern Munich to lead them on. And according to L'Equipe, who are, by the way, the first source who suggested that Gabriel has chosen Arsenal, and this deal, as I just said, is closing in, and Arsenal will sign Gabriel. But Aouar has caught the eye of Arsenal this summer, with the Gunners prepared to offer French midfielder Guendouzi in negotiations. The reports suggest the North London side are the only club to have made an approach for Aouar so far, despite interest from City and Juventus. But Lyon, as I said, holding up for £54 million, which means Arsenal will need to raise cash, raise their cash part of the offer if they want to get their man, because, you know, Lyon think they can get a bit more money. But again, as I just said, if City don't make a concrete offer, then Lyon will have to lower their price tag, because they can't afford Aouar staying for another season, because he's someone that has to be playing in some sort of European football. I think that could play into our hands if if Man City don't make an interest, or Juventus don't make a concrete sort of bid in for Aouar. So we could have a free run at him. And in terms of persuading Arsenal, obviously a big club, so I don't think in terms of personal terms and wages it shouldn't be much of a problem to bring him in. He's a class player, 22 years old, so maybe Arsenal chiefs are looking at this and saying, if we do pay cash plus Guendouzi, then maybe, you know, he could be worth £100+ million in a few years' time if he does raise his performances even more than he has done. You know, his performances at the moment have been spectacular, but he has so many more years in him. He can be a really good part of Arsenal's side. He can play as a number 8, he can play as a number 10, he can play in the midfield, he can play basically all around the midfield. He's a very good player, and I think he is touted as an alternative to Dani Ceballos. Obviously, Dani Ceballos' deal is looking more unlikely. There is a bit of hope, as we did suggest a few days ago, but Aouar is been linked as an alternative, and a very good alternative as well, because he has been one of Lyon's best players this season. And if we can get him away from Lyon now, be huge for us. And again, as I've just said, he's an amazing player. I'd really love to have him at this football club, and hopefully Arsenal can pull this out the bag as well. So that is the news, that Arsenal have serious interest in Aouar and will make a second bid in the future days. Next bit of news is on Ainsley MaitlandNiles, and apparently Tottenham are readying a bid for Arsenal midfielder Ainsley MaitlandNiles. Tottenham are getting a bid ready for Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Spurs are understood to be monitoring Niles' situation at the Emirates Stadium this summer as they look to bolster at right back, says the Daily Mail. The Gunners would listen to offers in the region of £20 million for Maitland-Niles. Mourinho's made a new right back at top priority this summer after losing faith for Serge Aurier, who is set to lead the club during the transfer window. Maitland-Niles is a central midfielder by trade, but has excelled at right back or right wing back under Mikel Arteta, and his versatility is viewed as a huge plus by Tottenham's recruitment team. Now, there are a few things I will say about this. First of all, the person who actually wanted Niles out in the first place was Rahul Sanheli. Now, he has now left the club, so will Arsenal's plans change on Maitland-Niles? Because Arteta did want to keep him, but Sanheli said if you want to raise funds for more transfers, then you'll have to sell him. But I think Arsenal will keep him now because Sanheli is gone. And again, it's Spurs. Why do we want to do business with Spurs, especially when it's such a young, good prodigy like Maitland-Niles? And if he has any love for Arsenal, he will not go to Spurs. I don't care if they offer 120 million, he will not go to Spurs. Another thing that I think will play out in our favour is that he really wants to play sort of more of an advanced role. Now, Spurs do play a back four, so if he does play a right back, he doesn't really want to play there. He kind of wants to play more of an advanced role. Even if it's right wing back, he kind of wants to play in that sort of role, and he won't get a preferred place if he really wants to play in that sort of centre mid role, right wing role. You won't really get that at Spurs, so he may as well just stay at Arsenal if he's not gonna get assurances in playing a more advanced role. But again, you never know, to be honest. You really never know. If the right bid does come in for Maitland-Niles, maybe Arsenal actually consider this offer from Spurs. But in my opinion, this is a no-go. Maitland-Niles is a very versatile player to have in the squad. Brighton have also showed an interest in him. We did report this quite a while ago. Maitland-Niles himself would consider an exit if Mikel Arteta does not give him assurances of lots of first-team action next season. And in my opinion, he's such a versatile player. He can play centre mid, right wing back, right back, left wing back. I think he's a very good player to just have in the squad, and I think he can stake a claim for that right back spot if we are not going to go after another player in that position, because I think Hector Bellerin is very inconsistent, and I think we will need someone there, someone like Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who does defend very well, by the way. This does seem similar to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, where we did play him at right back a lot, and then he ended up leaving to Liverpool. Obviously not big rivals, but still top 6 rivals, which does say something about the players really wanting to play in their positions. But I think Ainsley Maitland-Niles will stay just because maybe Rahul Sanheli has left, so maybe that will ease out a bit. But in my opinion, hopefully he does not leave. But again, it depends what offer comes in, and I think Arsenal should keep him. So that is the news that Spurs are interested in Maitland-Niles and are going to make an offer in the coming days. So that is the news for today's episode. There hasn't been lots of news. We have just repeated quite a bit of news. But again, that's what happens in the transfer market. You do repeat a lot of news until the news is sorted out in terms of the player actually joining the club or joining another club or committing his future to that club he's already at. So that is the news about Gabriel, Hasim Aouar and Ainsley MaitlandNiles. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.